But first we turn to a book by Cormac Moore, just published by the Collins Press and entitled The GAA versus Douglas Hyde. And it tells the story of how Ireland's first president, Douglas Hyde, patron of the GAA, was expelled from the association in 1938 because as President of Ireland he attended an Ireland versus Poland soccer international at Dalymount Park in Dublin. Hyde was a hugely influential figure in the Irish-Ireland movement, of which the GAA was an important strand. Hyde was also part of the Irish Literary Revival and the Gaelic League, and all of this is borne out in Cormac Moore's history.
The GAA were, one could say, very reliant on the Gaelic League, which was founded by Douglas Hyde in 1893, and a number of other Irish language enthusiasts. At the time, the GAA was on its knees, and the Gaelic League in many ways propped him up and helped him regain the support they had lost after the Parnell split.
This is Cormac Moore, who has researched the book The GAA versus Douglas Hyde, the removal of Ireland's first president as GAA patron.
So it's only natural that someone like Douglas Hyde would be made patron in 1902.
But as the recently elected president, the first president under the 1937 Constitution, Douglas Hyde attended a soccer international.
Mr. Irish Ireland in many people's eyes.
The GAA decided that by attending the soccer international, their patron had broken Rule 27, the ban on foreign games.
Whether it be the New York Times or the Times in London or the Manchester Guardian, and all of the national papers in Ireland and all of the regional papers, they were vehemently against the decision by the GAA and called it an absolute disgrace. We do know that he went to a rugby match after in 1940, and so he certainly was sticking to his decision to go to foreign games. But he also had a stroke in 1940, so after that he didn't go to many more sporting fixtures after that.
When Sean T. O'Kelly became the second president of Ireland in 1945, the GAA really admitted that it had made a mistake.
Sean T. O'Kelly became president. The GAA president at the time, Seamus Gardner, decided to call on O'Kelly to offer his congratulations. He was hauled in by De Valera instead and wasn't allowed to visit O'Kelly. De Valera hauled him in to say what happened with Hyde will never happen again. The president is president of all of the people. And the GAA pretty much agreed with him that was the case. And since then the president has always gone to GAA functions as well as other sporting functions.
The GAA was one of the most successful and original mass movements of its day, according to Conor Cruise O'Brien. He also stated that the ban was among the most effective applications of a cultural boycott in history.
It is at once my honour and my privilege to address Congress on this Easter Sunday.
And some 33 years after the Hyde controversy, this is Dr. Patrick Fanning, then president of the GAA in Belfast, Easter 1971.
Will be recalled as the Congress which, in obedience to the will of the clubs, changed the rule, but in the name of those same clubs, reaffirmed the purpose and the meaning of our GAA and determined its future course.
And it did it in a very dignified way.
The then General Secretary, Sean O'Shearcoin.
For this, the association will forever owe a debt of gratitude to the then President, Patrick Fanning, who, let it be said, was a pro-ban man himself in his heart.
In a short time now, you will acknowledge the expressed will of the association and delete a rule which for many of us was a rule of life and reflected and epitomised the very spirit of our association. The rule deleted, what then? Do we then reject the past and with deletion proclaim ourselves a mere sports organisation? Do we forsake the tradition that nurtured, gave purpose to and made of this Gaelic Athletic Association a great weapon in the cause of Ireland and Ireland's people? Are our clubs, their roots deep in parish, town and county, to cease to be GAA units as our fathers moulded them? Is it possible that our Gaelic fields, purchased and developed with GAA money so that Irish boys might play Irish games, may be used for other purposes to weaken and perhaps ultimately destroy the association? Let there then be unity, strong and purposeful, as we set out at this moment of change to fashion our GAA for tomorrow.
The whole thing took only 4 minutes.
And reporting that day for RTE Sports Department, Mick Dunn.
Because only 2 counties had voted for retention of their conventions, the President proposed that 1 county should formally put forward a motion and another of the 27 second it. Then he said, I will formally declare it deleted. Rule 29, which barred GAA clubs and committees from running foreign dances, has also been abolished.
While there was a lot of surmising going on as to what might happen if the ban were removed.
General Secretary Sean O'Shearcoin a decade later.
What did in effect happen was that the association closed ranks.
Absolutely.
Having made a democratic decision in Queen's University, Belfast, they closed ranks and said, this is it, we have made a decision, let's move on from here. And indeed, I feel that the association went from strength to strength as a result, because they had more positive thinking and more positive planning in the years that have followed since then.
Echoes of battles long ago recalled from the RTE Sound Archives, and Cormac Moore's history is called The GAA versus Douglas Hyde. It's published by the Collins Press.